Monovan Digital, we help businesses navigate the digital landscape. We recognize that it is crazy out there. So many channels, so many platforms, so many things to think about while managing the day-to-day operations of your business. We provide you with actionable solutions to market your business online and achieve your business goals. Hello, 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 and welcome to the top 7 digital marketing trends at 7 p.m. I am Tamara Moloui, founder of Monovan Digital Marketing Solutions, and I am so excited to be here as we move into our, digital marketing strategy for the holidays. We're working with those 3 amazing brands, Carnival Inn, Edible Opus, and the Marshmallow Club, the Marshmallow of the Month Club, I should say, and in Her Mine. So excited to be here. It has been a crazy, crazy week. It's even been a crazy day. I swear, I've been on so many lives today. I've been live on Instagram, live on LinkedIn. I've been done a webinar. So I am super excited and ready to be here. So today we're going to kind of go over, last week was our first episode. So we got to introduce the brands. We got to hear those amazing brand messages. And today we're going to talk a lot about target audience and pricing. But before we do that, we really want to take a step back and talk to the guys from Carnival Inn and talk to them about their brand message, because last week they were still working out some of the kinks, getting in the zone, working with Jamila to get that right. They met with Jamila last week, and I am so excited to bring Casper, who is here and ready to the stage, so we could talk about that digital marketing and talk about that brand plan, that brand message. Before that, though, I just want to do a quick reminder, kind of let folks know, hey, you know what? This is what Jamila was talking about when she talked about brand messaging. So let me just bring up her slide so we can show you, hey, what the core principles of marketing your business, the brand marketing, right? So Jamila's key points were: 1, tell your story, just talk it out. Identify your service delivery process. Number 3, identify the universal experience for your customers. And then number 4, leading with the story. Number 5, what are your customers saying about you? Number 6, don't overthink it. 7, keep reviewing. So she met with the guys, and that's exactly what they did. They went through this entire process together. And today I am so excited because I know they are ready to give us their brand message. So I'm gonna bring Casper to the stage and let's get this party started.
Hello, hello.
Hold on one quick second. Boom. There we go, Casper.
Present.
What is going on, Casper? How are you doing today?
I am great.
Awesome, awesome. I know last week you guys were still working through the kinks of your brand messaging. So talk to me a little bit about your reconnection with Jamila, where that went, and what you guys talked about. And you know what? We need the big reveal. We need to hear that brand message today, brother. So talk to me a little bit about what happened.
Well, it was amazing, actually. The same points you just mentioned, as far as talking it, let it come naturally, and just having that conversation with her where, all the guys had a chance to say how they feel, what they think about the brand, what they think it is not, what they think it is. And, just naturally going through it took like an hour or so. And, it just came to us like, oh,
right,
this actually works. So talking it through really helped.
Awesome. So do you feel like you are in a space now where you guys have a message you could move forward with and then break that down to your different target audiences?
Yeah, definitely. Can I share the messaging now? Or?
I mean, listen, we're here. We're ready. We're ready. Let's go.
It came like talking about different things. Like it should have this. It should be all inclusive. We want our customers to feel like their every need is being taken care of. We want to give them that feeling of participating in a carnival-esque type event. So what we came up with was this kind of hyper inclusive carnival experience, where you get to enjoy or relive the euphoria of, the road, carnival, soca events, while we take care of your needs, So it's like, rest assured, you get to enjoy every aspect of carnival without a worry. You don't have to worry about hotels. You don't have to worry about getting to or from your venues. You don't have to worry about food. You don't have to worry about drinks. You don't have to worry about the vibe. It's all there. You just come and partake in it.
I love that. I love that. I love the point about being hyper inclusive. So talk about that, because I know I've heard uber inclusive, I've heard all inclusive. So when you say hyper inclusive, that sounds to me like I'm getting everything.
Pretty much everything in a nutshell. Like, as I just mentioned, it's from the time you land, we're taking care of your commute to the hotel. So that's why we say your every need is taken care of. So from the time you land, we shuttle you to the hotel, where we do the normal check-in and check-in process, which everybody's familiar with. But then we have like a happy hour. After the crazy dealing with airport and getting your luggage and everything involved in that process, it's like, okay, you're here, you're checked in, now have a drink.
Right.
From there, you go up to your room, and you get ready for the first event, which we will, again, shuttle you to the first event. Right. So your first day is pretty much, you don't have to do anything but show up. We will put a drink. And, you started off right. And that's how the week progresses,
I love that. I think that's so awesome, because I think what I'm hearing now is that it really speaks to the person, right? It really speaks to all the things. When I go for carnival, I know for a fact, I'm like, I don't want to think about anything. I just want to show up, pass me a drink, and let's get the party started. So I really appreciate that you guys are really able to hone in on that part of the message, because that's what's important to your customer base, right? Especially with the price point that they're paying. They want to be in a space where they feel like, hey, you know what? You don't have to think about anything. So I love that. I love that. So talk to me a little bit about the process with Jamila. I know, Jamila is really skilled in her art form of pulling that brand messaging together. Have you guys ever been through that type of process? Do you think it was beneficial to get to this place? And, do you think it was beneficial to get to this space for you guys?
Very much so. I've never been through that process before. And to me, it was like, the way she approached it, it's like, you guys have the answers,
right.
But I asked so she asked the right questions to then make us think, and not just of our clients, but ourselves, like, what do we enjoy also? Because, we're kind of like mirror images of our clients. So that to me was very helpful in understanding what the messaging should be. The ideal messaging.
Right. Perfect. Well, Kava just joined us. Hey, Kava, how are you?
One second, I was on my.
You're unmuted. Go ahead.
Good night. It's just a little sensitive. My mic. Right. Hi. Good night, guys. Sorry about me now. I'm here. I'm ready. I'm listening.
Exciting. Yeah. Good. So we were just talking about the messaging, and you guys got that new brand messaging. So talk to me a little bit about how you feel about having a clear message now after you guys worked with Jamila.
The Jamila. Well, first of all, hi everybody. Karl here. The experience with Jamila was an enlightening one for us as a team, because we've never had a chance to really sit down and home in on one specific mantra or statement that we will stand by as our go through. In this developmental stage that we're in, it's good that we know it now, even though we did the event before. It kind of gave us a new sense of focus to actually put it in words, in a sentence or a phrase. So now we have a phrase or a mantra to stand by that we're going to use moving forward, which sort of embodies all of what we already established as ourselves. It sort of put a signature on it. So now that we have a signature statement to make.
I love that. And you guys had been saying parts of these things before, right? So it's not like you were saying parts of it here and there, and now all of a sudden she just kind of helped you guys pull it together into one final statement. So I appreciate that. I love that so much. So I'm so glad that you guys were able to do that with Jamila. And for now, I'm going to move you guys backstage, and we're going to bring you back for the target audience and pricing conversation. Right. So thank you so much for sharing your brand message with us. Super excited to have you guys here. So glad. So I will talk to you guys probably in another 5 to 10 minutes or so as I bring Michele on stage. All right. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. So now I am super excited to introduce to you Michele Gordon the Great. I have her as my phone. In my phone, she's Michele Gordon the Great. I don't even know that's your title.
Okay.
Yeah, the Great. How are you doing today, Michele? I know you had an amazing photo shoot. You are worthy. You had an amazing photo shoot today that Jamila pulled together for you with getting your brand messaging together.
I had an amazing day. You have just thrown me off track. I love you to death. You are amazing. You are amazing. But
Thank you.
Yes. Today was a great day. It was a fantastic day, my brand day, and Queen Jamila, as I said early this morning, pulled all of this together for me to bring my brand to a visual reality today. So
Awesome. I love that. Well, talk to us a little bit about your expertise, what it is you do. Your brand shoot was a part of, not a part of what we're talking about today, but I had to let the folks know you took some pretty pictures today, some great video. So talk to us a little bit, introduce yourself, tell the people who you are, what you do, and, just talk a little bit about target audience and pricing. And of course, I have your 7 points. So when you're ready, I can put that up for you.
We can absolutely go to that. Well, hello, everyone. It's so great to actually have you see us versus our voices.
Right.
If you join us at 7 a.m. In the morning, usually I'm in the audience participating and peppering Tamara often with some crazy questions. But I am with Lagniappe Digital Consulting. From my viewpoint, am working with small business owners like you to find your revenue blind spots and to help you discover how to bring your pricing and your messaging and your right audience to the table in order for you to bring them into your world and make your dream a reality. That's my goal.
I love that. That's amazing goal. Well, Michele, I'm going to put up your 7 points and we can run through your 7 points really quickly. And then we're going to bring the guys back to the stage and talk a little bit about the experience with them, and then talk a little bit about where they got to around their target audience, identifying and refining that, and then talk a little bit about pricing options and what you talk to them about. I'm so excited to hear about the conversation.
Certainly.
All right. So here are your 7 points, Michele.
Yeah.
Go for it.
So, in our goal with this, these 7 points that we discussed, we're primarily focused around 2 separate items, as you mentioned, pricing and ensuring that whatever offer you have available for your product or your service is priced correctly for the audience that you are trying to attract. The second component that you spoke of, which is the target audience. Our tip number 1 was to define your expenses. And that means every expense, everything that you do in regard to determining your public price for your service or product is defined by the expenses that you have to cover before you add on to the price. So that's the very first place, our ground level of things that we start with. From there, we can then determine your pricing model. Is it going to be something that's cost plus, like we were speaking with the guys on? Is it going to be some particular value add that you're going to add into it? Determine what your pricing model is going to be and the hardcores of why they should be at the price point that you're dictating they want to be. The point number 3 is that we all need to understand that clients, your buying community will buy something based upon value. It's not an I think, it's not an I want. You shouldn't, as we discussed on one of our shows, get out of somebody's pocket. Price based upon value for your offer and what you're bringing, and your little something extra, as I say, which is the definition of the Creole term lagniappe, that little something extra that's going to set you apart from your competitors. So understand what that value is. The next thing after you've gone through all of those 3 steps is to understand that your product placement online, wherever that page placement is, sits where your offer matters. You want it to be on the shelf space, meaning like in their direct line of vision, because if it's somewhere else, then it's going to be problematic. You're going to hide it so they can't see it. So why did you go through all of the trouble of putting that offer there? The next component is one of, I think, the most important things that we spoke about in regard to target audience. We need to identify the ideal buying persona that fits to your business model and stick to that. Everyone is not your community. They are not your customer. And really understanding and identifying who fits within the buying persona and fits your sales strategy and your model is imperative for success. So once we define that, I reiterate in point number 6, please, please, please stop selling to customers who do not meet your profile. Everyone's not your customer. You will not have success with people who do not fit within your persona that you seek for your product or services. So stop trying to sell to someone that doesn't meet what you want. And finally, the big thing, and I know Tamara salivates as I speak to these because numbers are near and dear to my heart, is know your analytics and keep looking at them constantly. The more you look at them, the closer you are to your numbers, the more you can refine what you're doing, refine your audience, and refine your pricing structure that you have out there. So that's it in a nutshell.
Oh, so good. So good. I love those 7 points. I love this show because, I love those 7 points. I think they're always so great. So I want to bring the guys back so we could talk a little bit about how that conversation went and talk, just get the tea.
Wait a minute. Hi. Hi there, Karl and Casper. Good to see you guys again.
Hi, Michele.
Hi.
Hello.
So guys, talk to us about what it was like to sit down and talk to Michele around pricing, target audience, all those things. Because again, I know you guys are looking at this from a different standpoint altogether. So just talk to me a little bit about what that looks like.
I'll go first since Karl was muted. So for me, it was very eye-opening. Some of the things mentioned, did make sense as far as, with your pricing strategy, having the right price so you don't scare your ideal customer away like that, and you also want to attract, customers. So those are 2 things. You don't want to scare and you want to attract. So just understanding that. And, something else that to me, another takeaway from it was understanding the values of your customer also in pricing, where, as she said earlier, you're not selling to everyone. Before, I was of the approach that, maybe we can pick up someone that's, we had like 4 categories, I believe, of different types of buyers. And there's, the difficult buyer, which, you want to try to avoid the difficult buyers. And, being able to talk to your ideal customer, whether that, well, for us, the ideal customer would be someone who purchases based on feeling, or someone who's doing the research to find out, am I getting the best bang for my buck? And it's, proving to them, like, at this price, you are getting the most bang for your buck, just so that they're comfortable to make that leap.
Yeah. Tamara, it goes back to something that you and I spoke with as I was speaking with the guys on this, and that as they gave me everything of what they're trying to accomplish with the experience. This is an experience that someone's coming to, and it is an investment. Whomever is coming for their experience for this all-inclusive event has to have some expendable income. And they won't exactly have a price tag on it. They want a feeling. And in the love language of communication is what we call it too. All 4 of those buying types, we need to speak in the voice that gets them to buy versus what we think is how they need to communicate to speak right to the right audience. Right. They are key and really know who their audiences are. And it's just refining and helping them to divine a bit more of exactly who that is. Those that have gone to Carnival somewhere, those that are looking to go to Punta Cana, or those luxury exotic locations, and speaking their language to make them buy versus question. And that's what we need to get to. And one of the things that we talked about, Casper, is you have two audiences that you're speaking to.
Right.
The location that you're trying to secure, because they're advocates and have to be evangelists for you and support and give the same experience to the people that you're trying to bring in. And you also have to speak in the right words to those people that are coming for that experience. So I think you have a double duty that you guys are trying to do in order to put off a successful event.
Right.
Mm-hmm. You're on mute, Tamara. I'm on mute.
Working with the hotel and getting them to understand what Carnival looks like, right? So
Right.
in that being a part of your target audience and educating them to make the event successful, how are you guys, I know you had to do it before, but how are you guys thinking about that now that Michele has brought that to the table as a real point of, I think it may have been a little bit of point of contention last time. So how are you thinking about educating the hoteliers so that your customer can get that experience? Casper's frozen.
Oh.
Is Casper frozen?
Mm-hmm.
I am.
Oh, there he is. Okay.
Yeah, as you said, that as you were saying with the hotels and communicating to not just the hotels but our other vendors, primarily the hotels, where we had challenges before communicating, or selling Carnival to them because they may have a certain clientele that they wish to keep, and you first look at Carnival and soak in these things. You're usually it's usually saturated with a lot of sexual imagery and things like that. So it's being able to communicate with the hotels that, listen, though this is a very sexual thing, this is still a mature experience. And, now we actually we've done it before. So we have the model there, we have imagery, we have videos. So when we go to a hotel, as well as our elevator pitch, when we go to a hotel, it's a lot easier for us to communicate the experience we're trying to bring there and what we want our customers to feel like when they're there.
And I want to change a word you use. You use sexual, right? So I want to really say it is definitely a sexy sophistication. So I don't know that Carnival is necessarily a sexual thing. So I want to definitely shift that, right? Because it is definitely something that is sexy, but there's a sophistication to it that you're definitely trying to put forth. Yeah. So
exactly.
Casper, talk to me a little bit about how you guys how are you looking at your target audience and what do those audiences look like for you? Who are the people that you're going to deliver that brand message to that you worked so hard with Jamila to get? What do they look like? What do they, when you think about them in buckets, who are they? Where are they? What do they feel like? What are those demographics and some of those psychographics?
Like for us, when we're looking at age, we're looking for the ideal customer would be between 25 and 50. Someone that is, I would say, is more of an extrovert. They love socializing. We have to understand their lifestyle. Someone that would like to travel on the weekends. Someone that does happy hours. Someone that's just looking for a little escape from the monotony of life, whether that's parenting, whether that's working a 9 to 5 and those things. So it's a bit of, that's a little bit on touching on the demographics and the psychographics a bit. And knowing where the things they value. As we said earlier, we're selling an experience. So we want people that, they feel some level of utility from experiencing, this Carnival-esque vacation that we're offering them. Kind of all-inclusive, the hyper-inclusive, I should say, experience of Carnival.
Gotcha. Do they have to know about Carnival to participate in this, or do they have to have some kind of feel for it, or can you just, or as you look at your target?
Not necessarily. Our target can be folks that are, frequent travelers. It doesn't necessarily have to be Carnival. It can be someone who they might have went to Coachella, someone who does festivals, Or it can be someone who just loves going on vacation, you know, traveling, socializing, meeting new people. So we have a wide range that we can pull from, and which works in our benefits, because now our customer base has grown, where originally when we started this, we were thinking more of those who are in that carnival realm, you know.
Right. I love that. Yeah.
Then we were excluding this whole group of people that now is, you know, Michele shared with us that, you know, these are real customers that we could have been missing out on. So it was very helpful.
Yeah.
Oh my God, the festivals, Coachella.
It is.
Let me find out Carnival Inn is on the come up with a whole new target audience, Casper.
They are.
I love that. That's awesome.
Very helpful.
That's very good. So the experience was helpful, right? This experience. So I know as you guys are going through this journey, looking at the business from this standpoint, because you're starting at the top, right? You already had the event, but now you're kind of pulling back to look at brand messaging, target audience, pricing. You know what I mean? Talk to me about what you're seeing and what you're feeling as you go through this process.
As I feel like, honestly, I feel like the sky's the limit with it right now, because just being that, you know, again, we all think it, but putting it down and seeing it on paper, so to speak, it's like, wow, okay, we did it before. Now, how can we do it better? And getting assistance from you, Tamara, Michele, it puts a new spin on it, where our mind is now open. It's like, I don't think there's anything we cannot do with this. Like, we can really keep pushing. And again, the sky's the limit.
Oh,
yeah.
I love that.
It was wonderful. And Tamara, one of the things we spoke about too is the changing dynamics of the audience from location to location. How moving from Cancun to Punta Cana brings a different level of buyer looking for a different type of experience, likely a different age group as well, that's a bit more sophisticated with more expendable income, willing to invest a bit more than the investment in the prior location. So those were things that we thought about, that we spoke through, that they are now inserting and thinking of, along with organically pulling in the community that they're going to, as part of the experience, to bring local people to the events as well, or bringing in a different set of audience members that it may not have been first and foremost in their mind. And I thought, for them, I think about people who travel to New Orleans for jazz festival, or go on these, you know, music cruises, or people like me who will fly across the country to have a concert experience, or go to Vegas for these people who are having, I forget what they call them, in-house, whatever it is, in Vegas to visit there. It's the same thing, but they're going to a nicer destination. They're going to some, you know, resort, all-inclusive, wonderful experience versus just one concert, one night. They're giving them a full-blown experience that I think is just off the charts.
Awesome. Well, Casper, Michele, I am so excited. This was good. This was really good. Casper, thank you so much for joining us. Tell Carva we'll talk to him next week.
Yes.
We will definitely. Yeah, absolutely, man. Thank you so much. Take care. Brand message, target audience. We're on the road.
Yes.
Next week we're looking at your online presence, so we could start assessing the online presence and start really building out that digital marketing plan next. So I'm excited to do that assessment with you. So thank you so much for joining us, Casper.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Take it easy. Yeah, definitely. Have a great one.
Bye.
Oh, Michele, I love it. So wait, we have some comments here.
It was phenomenal. Oh, we've got comments.
Oh, we just some one or two. So Rachel saying hello. Amy came in to say hi. Jamila is like, hey guys, it was fun working with them. Jamila is like, Michele looking fresher than a peppermint. I love that. Looking fresher than a peppermint. That is amazing. All right. Well, I'm so excited to bring on Trudy Ann from Her Mind to talk to us. Trudy, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you. I've been backstage admiring and enjoying the story and the evolution, you know, based on working with Jamila and Michele, watching Casper and team. So I think it's wonderful.
Yeah, right. Look at where they came to. So excited. They made it. Well, Trudy, we are so excited to have you here as you go through this process. And I know you are definitely in a different stage of business. And really, you've been doing this for a minute and you've really honed in on your brand messaging. I know working with Jamila took you to another place. And your target audience, you really clearly understand who they are. So talk to me a little bit about what it was like meeting with Michele, and how was that experience of looking to where you could refine that audience some more and niche down just a little bit more?
So in talking with Michele, Michele had great questions. She would ask things that I hadn't necessarily thought of. And so she kind of, started asking me, because, well, what about this? And, so we really came down to, she asked me what was most important in order of, the different types of customer that we have. And so we kind of nailed it down to 3. So the first one is continue to grow our community of subscribers, right? So subscribers community. So that's B2C, and also our individual surprise boxes. So that's still B2C. And then to look at B2B and, where do we enter that market? Because we're there. We have businesses that are coming to us to buy boxes as gifts for others, but we really haven't been targeting them, right? So looking at, now that we know that's a potential market for us, how do we change the messaging to really, land with them? And then the third is looking a little further down the line to maybe conferences, like women's conferences and things like that. So really started looking at some additional avenues, and then what is the messaging that would apply to each of those targets.
Awesome. Michele, tell me about your experience.
It was, I think, between Trudy Ann and Miss Pam were on the line together. Miss Pam was doing the work, doing the work together, and it was things that we'd spoken about before. The story, where she was trying to go. Trudy's business, her mind is, far along, sophisticated and educated along the lines, and really she knows her audience and target well, and firm in her conviction and where things need to go. So it was a delight to work with her and to help to refine some things. She had some really great ideas, and it was tweaking, just as we said before. This is her direction. How do we help to move the placement in the correct place? Is the pricing where she wants it to be, and priced accordingly to not just the market, but what she's looking for as revenue goals, and bringing that net profit down to the bottom line, and successfully moving to the B2B space. We identified and what her goals are, why she wants to do it, and why this is right for her business in this moment, and how to capitalize on that in a way that's comfortable for her, and her willingness to scale forward in that space. There's so much evergreen space there for her, and it's just identifying the right steps that fit into her model and her message that's most important in the core of the brand.
Sure. Oh, I love that. That's good stuff. So Trudy Ann, let's talk a little bit about the B2B space, right? Because I know the subscribers, building that community, that's something that you guys do really well. So talk about the B2B, because I know that you've dabbled in it before, but I think my understanding, that's the audience that as we delve in a little bit more, that we really have to start crafting that message. So who do you see those? Who are the B2B people? What do they look like? What does that feel? What does that audience look like to you?
So I think, we've had people like coaches, women who are coaching other women that are getting a box to give it as gifts to thank them or to encourage them. Maybe they've hit a milestone and they're sending the box to encourage them, congratulate them, whatever. And so that's got me to thinking, because they write the sentiment and we, then put that in a card for them. And so I see the sentiment. So I kind of get in their head a little bit about what they're trying to have this box convey. And so it got me to thinking that it's a perfect transition. So I'm not just looking to go B2B to say, okay, we don't just want to be a gift. Oh, I need to send someone something, so let me just send them this box. No, it's very intentional. right? We want it to be a continuation of our message of supporting and encouraging women to grow and to care about themselves and practice self-love. So that's just another avenue to help women to gift other women. So this whole idea of growing exponentially and having it kind of paying it forward and having that feeling of gifting other women this feeling of love and encouragement. So that's just another extension of that. So it's very intentional. It's not just let's find some businesses to go sell this
Some random businesses.
That's not
this box.
Right.
Need a box?
No.
You need a box. You need a box. You need a box.
Box talking, right? We just get your box. No, very intentional.
And Tamara, one of the things we identified too as we were talking through, and I was telling Trudy Ann and Ms. Pam as I was researching it, I said, I'm your audience 3 times. And that was, I thought, was a fantastic thing for her mind, because there's a cross-sectional place in the buying personas that of the 4, there's a cross-sectional place. They on the B2B side, the B2C side, the 2 places where she's also trying to go in extending the number of people that are moving from the I don't want to say cheap, but the conscious, budget-friendly people who are receiving it as a gift that are in a very warm place in the sales funnel. It's really nice that they've got the experience, and then how do we move them into a subscription model? And then those that are already in the subscription, how do we extend the length of months that they have, as we've looked at the average length of time that they're maintaining their subscription? And then people like me who sit in the middle that says, well, I see a purpose for the subscription box. It's utterly fascinating to me. I'm going to gift it to someone. So that's 2 places. And then I'm also that person that's going to be in the B2B space that's going to look to gift it from a business perspective out to someone. So how do we find enough of those that will come through, that will come full circle for her? So I think she has the ideal audience set that we can not only we can pull from within, they're warm, but then there's so many that we can grab and pull in that will stay within the family and move to different sections, just as I would as a buyer.
I love that. By the way, Trudy Ann, I still have my box. I still haven't even opened my box yet. I haven't unboxed. I told you, I'm waiting until like all the madness clears, and I'm gonna sit with a glass of wine and I'm gonna take pictures. I'm gonna do an unboxing for you. I'm gonna create a video. It's gonna be great.
I like the fact that you want to make it an experience. You didn't just want to
an experience, because that's what I keep hearing, right? So that's how I felt. I was like, I didn't want to just open the box. So when I got the box, I opened it and I was just like, no, it's not time yet. It doesn't feel right. It needs to feel right. And as Rose said, everybody needs a hashtag my or mine box.
She said number 4, Trudy, and that feeler we spoke about.
Yeah. But that is that feeling, because as I've been going through the process talking to you, right, I've just been running around. Things have been crazy, and in my mind I'm like, no, it's not time to open the box yet. The box needs to be opened, and I need to spend time looking at the things and feeling it, because that's the feeling as I've gotten as I've gone through the process, as I get to know you. I want to spend time really loving opening it, right? So I think I need to make sure that time feels right. So in my mind I'm like, oh my God, they've trapped me. I believe in the message. I'm a customer. So yeah, you have me in the zone. So I just want to let you know that.
I'm glad.
But no, I'm so excited. I love the fact that you're able to get to that space. And I love what you said about not just every B2B, right? You still have to carry that brand message. It still has to resonate with them, right? And the great thing about it is what we're seeing right now, especially in what we're seeing in the world, is we're seeing women really rise up, move into different positions. So I think it works really well with the tone that is being set right now, and you really can find a lot of opportunity to position your box in the right places. So I'm excited for what this looks like. And as we pull the marketing plan together, I'm like, my brain's already like tweak. Where are these?
You don't know how excited I am, because you're excited. Because if she's excited, wait till until she comes up with whatever.
Because I'm just like, well, yeah, it's kind of, but it's really just, it's, I mean, let's just say there's a few unboxings happening and there's videos everywhere. It's going to be awesome. But I love the fact that I think we can really draw into these people. And again, the holiday season is coming up. They're looking for this. They need these gifts. So this fits in really well. And I love that you guys got to that place of a really, really great target audience. So let's talk about pricing a little bit, right? So what does that look like? Because the B2B pricing, does that look different now from your regular pricing? And also, is there opportunity to also shift your other pricing just with everything that you're doing?
I think that's something that came out of the conversation, was thinking about the B2B being a different price point, right? Because there are additional services, customizations, and things that we can do to enhance that experience even more. So that's something that we offered that to one of our repeat B2Bs. We said, well, we can do this X for you as an extra, to make it even more special. And she was all over it. So, we see there are some additional opportunities to make that even a more special experience. And so it makes them look like a rock star, right? And I think everybody, wants to, feel like they really hit the nail on the head with the perfect gift for someone. And so we're making the recipient happy, but we're also making the giver look like a rock star. Right. And that's just a perfect world for us.
That is
and
awesome.
Tamara, one of the other things that I want Trudy Ann to speak on that too, as we were speaking about pricing, is this fantastic model that she has under the surprise boxes that I thought was really great. She had a couple of great ideas in positioning for those as we spoke through, to get that more visible and to bring that to a different place that she wants to scale.
Yeah. So I actually already took action after our conversation, Michele. Tamara knows. If you tell me it has to be done, it'll be done. And so before the night was out. So basically, making sure that when they get to that place of a surprise box, they're thinking just surprise box. I had it in her shop previously, so they would see the box along with the other a la carte items. So I made them go, now they go straight there. It's all about surprise boxes. It talks about the experience and so on. And so that is an opportunity to have different price points, as Michele has said, even in the mornings, giving people options. Right. So, is there an opportunity first to give them more option in terms of maybe price point, in terms of, the sentiment, the card, something. So we're working through that still, but that's an opportunity to play with some price points in there as well.
Yeah. And Tamara, again, that goes back to buying persona 3 or 4, the feelers. You're the feeler. It's something, and Trudy Ann was talking to me about the feedback she's received from those that have received the surprise box on how they felt. As the giver as well as the receiver. And there is something that, I don't want to say priceless to that, but when you're speaking about price resistance and purchasing and cart abandonment, in those areas, because the buying persona is someone who's looking for that feeling, that rush, those type of things, that price resistance isn't as heavily there as you have in one of the other, in 1 or 2. But in buying that feeler buying persona, that's a surprise box person.
Ladies, I'm so excited. I love it. What I hear is an increase in prices. I hear a new target audience. I hear the brand message does not need to shift for that target audience. It can be extended. It is the same message. The message has to resonate for them. And I also hear that you're making the gift giver feel like they're a rock star. So not just the person that's getting the gift feels good, but the person who's giving the gift feels good as well. I mean, I feel like that's a winning combination. It's a winning combination.
And she's got one additional. So the gift giver, the giftee, she's including something there for them, or thinking of doing that in order to get them on a subscription box model in some version. Because remember that that's an opportunity. They're
Right.
they're not high on the prospect scale. They're a bit warmer. They're
Right.
in the middle of the funnel. So how do we attract those people? Because she's got their attention now, to move them into a place where they're, if not a habitual buyer, maybe a couple of times.
Right, because so they've gotten the gift and now they've had that experience, right? So in my mind, automatically, it's something that's in that box that convinces them more about the story and gets them to
Right.
interact or engage, right? So just imagine if there's some experience where there's a video, there's more about your aunt, there's more to hook them, because it's all the story that hooks them. But we're getting into the marketing plan now, so
Right.
I'm gonna
Sorry.
pull back. 'Cause I'm like, I'm ready to market it.
Yeah,
I'm like,
but this goes back to what you and I said when we were trying to figure out chicken or egg, when we were talking about target audience, pricing,
sure.
marketing place, like
Yeah,
where do we put it in?
yeah. So I love it because it automatically gets my juices flowing, and I'm excited about it because next week we start looking at those baseline numbers. And once we understand those baseline numbers, we move to that place of really saying, hey, where are the opportunities? How do we move forward with those opportunities and make it happen, right? And really get that message out there, hit those target audiences. What's the plan to do that? And yeah. All right, you guys, I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. I'm so excited. This is the stuff. This is the stuff. Hashtag marketing in motion. So, Trudy, and I am so excited. This was really, really good. I love the B2B perspective. I love everything that you said. So for me, we're winning out here. So thank you so much for joining us today. I will see you next week.
Yes, thank you all. Again, I keep saying, this is an amazing journey that we're on, and I'm just so excited to be on it with you guys. So thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank
Here
you.
we have some
Thank
people
you.
talking about it. Marketing in motion. Let's go.
T-shirts,
All right.
T-shirts. We need some T-shirts.
We're gonna get next. Don't worry, I'm working on it. We got some T-shirts coming. All right, Trudy Ann, thank you so much. Take care. Bye. Oh, all right, Michele. Well, next we have coming to the stage. Drum roll, please. Add to the stream. Chef. Hey, Saida, how are you doing today? I see you got your lucky red shirt on.
My lucky
Yes,
red
ma'am.
shirt, right? We'll see.
You're not playing. You said it last week. You're like, I'm wearing my lucky red shirt. My shirt is lucky. All right. So talk to me a little bit about what the experience was like working with Michele and just talking through that, and I know for a fact that you are kind of in that space where you're niching down more, right? You understand the audience. So talk to me about the experience with Michele. What did you uncover? What did you learn? What's new? What's exciting? Let's go.
Yeah, I think the biggest takeaway that I had was really understanding that I have 3 segments when it comes to my ideal subscriber. And that was very insightful because, I've been looking at my target audience for a long time and really understanding that they range from like 25 to 50, and they're single and they're married and they had all these different, attributes that didn't match. So I was thinking to myself, okay, I really don't understand who this ideal target subscriber is. But then after, talking to Michele, I understood that my 25 to 35-year-old that's single, they're the individual purchaser that's purchasing for themselves. And then my 35 to 50-year-old who may be married with a family, they're purchasing it as a gift for someone who can't necessarily afford it. So that was really helpful to see that I had like those 2 different segments. And then, of course, my B2B holiday segment as well. So I really appreciated that I had a better understanding of these 3 segments and how I can speak to them going forward.
Amazing. And I know you had a great transformation with your messaging last week, which we're still kind of like, woohoo. So talk to me a little bit about how that messaging kind of translates to all those audiences that you just talked about.
Yeah, I think it's the same across the board. It's still about the marshmallow lover, right? And I mean, when it comes to B2B, it's going to be more about the team building aspect of it. And that's what it was last year when I really like started moving into the B2B space. But it's still, if you're not the marshmallow lover, then it's for the marshmallow lover in your life, right? A gift for the marshmallow lover in your life. So I think the brand messaging is still the same, and just adding that little piece of just saying for, a gift for the marshmallow lover in your life will help people to understand that this is something that you can give as a gift to someone else as well.
I love that. That's awesome. Oh, so Michele, talk to me a little bit about that experience working with Chef.
She had me salivating through the Zoom call. It was, I'm carb deprived to begin with, because we're going through this experience. But as we were going through it, as we were talking through things, she was just spot on in that we're not looking to change the brand message. One, she worked really hard to get it there and to identify who our niche market is. It's the slight tweak based upon the buying persona of the person that's getting it. Is it the giftee who, as she said, doesn't have a lot of money, and how do we message to them to bring them into the fold so that they can experience it again through a purchase on their own, or maybe gift to someone else in that respect. How that message to the giftee, the gifter who's giving it to someone else, to have them do it not just once, but to come back somehow to repeat that experience and get that feel that it's at the right price point. It's at, they've educated themselves to figure that out, and they're looking for that feel as well. So that cross-sectional person fits in a couple of different personas. So how do we market to that person and still remain within the brand message that she created? And then those that are just buying for themselves, that are the feelers with that expendable income, like, bring it on, girl, having them, because the majority of them are women. Or as she said, man, that's just like, just tell me what to buy, tell me what to buy. Who do I send my money to? How do we capitalize a bit more on those audiences as well, and identifying how to message correctly to them, because her price points are, they're great. She's got her offerings there, does not need to modify that a bit, but it's just the right tone and message to the right person to make them not think, not be pensive, not leave it in the cart, not feel price resistance, but to act because we've delivered the right message at the right time to those people.
I love that. You guys are like out here killing it with this target audience and pricing. I'm like, I don't even know, man. I'm like, what? So, Chef, how are you feeling?
Selling.
Yeah.
And then she puts this, I literally, okay, Chef, I did this again. I just threw your name on the table last night as I was having dinner with a friend. And I opened up Instagram and I went to that last set of pictures that you posted. I'm like, oh my God, look at this.
Right.
And then I went on to tell your story, your brand message. Here's what she does. You have to go and look at this. And she's following you. She started following you last night. I made her follow you. I said, look. and she's a little bit going into the industry where she does cookies, gourmet cookies. And I said, let me tell you how you can do it. Let me show you the way, and pulled you up and showed her your page.
Nice.
And she was like, well, how did she come up with this? And I said, well, let me introduce you to a few other people. And this is what we're doing, and this is how it can get done. And it just resonates. What you do, you're so well thought out of where you're going to go and how you want to accomplish it. And again, it was just fine tuning, pulling out of, filling in the gaps, your blind spots, that little something extra that you're already offering. But how do we message that the right way and basically put it in front of your face so that you can see it?
Right.
Is what, through our conversations. It was phenomenal. I loved our time together.
Oh, guys. Oh my God. Are we frozen? I'm frozen.
I think you're frozen.
I'm frozen.
Yeah.
Okay, I can hear you so well, but I'm like, I feel like I'm frozen. But all good. We're gonna keep pushing forward, even being frozen and all. I'm so excited that you guys got to that place of really getting to that clear message, getting to really to that clear defining those audiences. And Chef, I'm excited to really go into your baseline numbers and really help break into those segments. And I believe that
we lost her altogether.
But she'll come back. In the meantime, one of the things I forgot to mention, and I thought about again, was I love your smaller box idea. that
Yes.
you had in the offer, and what target audience that would be good for. Maybe that's again, I think we spoke about that, the giftee who might
Right.
be initially price sensitive, how that could be their entry into something, or
Yeah, I did. I
mhm,
stopped promoting it, having that mini
mhm,
box, and even though
mhm, mhm,
it's easy to bring them into the subscription with just having a mini box because I'm already making the marshmallows and the graham crackers, so
right,
it's easy enough. So I am bringing that back,
mhm,
and that's going to be at a lower
mhm,
price point. So someone who did receive the gift who thinks that the deluxe box is too expensive on a
mhm,
monthly basis, they can start getting that mini box on a monthly or a quarterly basis. So I am looking to bring on the quarterly aspect of it as well, where they can pay for all 4 quarters at once, or they can pay it, each quarter
mhm,
at a time at a
mhm,
lower price point. So that's
mhm.
definitely coming back
Yeah.
very
And
soon.
that message like you said, you think would be appealing to them because they're able to mentally walk through quickly that investment, that cost investment. Can they do it? They'll weigh it against things that they spend money on daily, because
Right.
those decisions that they make are nanoseconds as they're trying to get through and make that buying decision, because good Lord, they want to see and receive that gift that they just received. All in that
Absolutely.
box. That's such a nice surprise. And if they can get it in another version, why not? Why not
Absolutely.
find a way to experience that? That just is amazing.
Yeah.
Have
So
you? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say I'm working through like what that looks like, and just developing it on my listing as well. So that's coming
Mhm.
soon.
That is fantastic. I enjoyed our conversation too when we were speaking on how well you know your numbers. Like you're one of those people that I say she'll walk down the street and you ask her a question and she'll answer you as if like she didn't miss a step, they didn't miss a beat, she took a breath maybe, but she knows her numbers, and I love that about you, and that your analytics. That I think was point number 7, when I said know your analytics and keep looking at them. I have no doubt that that's where you are with your numbers, and where you were with this just subscription length. I thought was really key in helping to expand your total revenue as you're moving forward, and scale where you wanted to go as far as your clientele and what your customer base looks like, and keeping that moving forward. What are your thoughts about moving forward with that, and how would you approach it?
Moving forward, well, I'm just starting to, I'm just starting to
Mhm,
establish those goals, what that looks like moving
mhm,
forward. So I just hit my first
mhm.
goal of, the 6-figure threshold. So I didn't even realize that I didn't,
Fantastic.
I looked in June and I wasn't there yet, and I ran my
Mhm.
numbers again this month, and I just hit my 6-figure goal. So pretty excited about that.
Wow, that's
Right.
phenomenal.
So
That's
thank you.
awesome.
So
Six-figure
now,
That's
goal.
awesome.
yes.
Right, right,
What?
right.
What?
She
I
was
feel
so
like I left
nonchalant about
and
that.
I'm like, I got
Oh,
kicked out. And what? Wait, what? What
she,
are you talking about,
but
Willis?
she
Yeah.
was so nonchalant about it. Yeah, I hit my 6-figure goal.
I mean, I hear people say it all the time, and so it's definitely been a goal of mine. And like I said, I looked in June and I wasn't there yet, and then I don't know, I just decided to run my numbers again last week, and yeah, and I just tiptoed right across that 6-figure goal. So now I don't know what the next goal is. So
Yeah, after 6 figures, you know what it is, 7 figures.
I mean, but that's a huge leap.
Hey.
And okay, because like I do know my numbers, right? Because I'm the queen of Excel. So I put that in and I know like that's 7 figures divided by how much it costs. I'm like, good Lord, like how many people do I need to bring on to get to that 7 figures? So it does. So I do see it, and I
Mhm,
understand what revenue I need, how many subscribers I need to get to that point, but it's all
mhm.
about the systems and putting the systems in place, and just working out the different kinks that I have. But yes, met my goal. So
You met your goal for 2021?
no, I didn't meet my goal for 2021, but
Okay.
but I met my
Mhm.
6-figure goal. So
That's all right. That's okay. We're working on it. And
yeah.
Jamila says 6 figures nice. That's a lot of bliss being bitten.
Mhm.
I feel like that's an
Look
alliteration,
at
right?
her.
Bliss being bitten. Okay. But that's awesome, Chef. and really excited to kind of work with you. And especially as you start looking at scaling and putting those processes in place, we did a lot of operation stuff last year that kind of really allowed us to really move the business forward this year as well. So I 100% understand that, and that's awesome. So excited. I'm excited about your meeting. I'm excited about the fact that you've really honed in that target audience. You understand who they are. And you know, we love that message. So
Thank you so much.
we are here for it. We are here for it. Thank you so much for joining me. And I will see you next week. We will connect to talk about, of course, the baseline numbers, which you already have the spreadsheet. So I feel like our meeting is going to be like 5 minutes. You're going to be like this, that. But we'll talk to you about some other things. I'll find some things to throw you off. Like, that was in my spreadsheet. I guarantee you. One thing will not be in your spreadsheet.
I appreciate the challenge.
You're like, accepted. And you're like, and I'll put on my red shirt.
Oh, I got another one for you.
Awesome. Well, Chef, thank you so much. So
Thank
excited. You guys are doing amazing. So I love to see this marketing in motion, man.
Thank you. Thank you, Michelle.
Take it
So
easy.
happy for
Bye-bye.
you. Talk to you next time.
All right. Well, Michele, this has been so awesome to just kind of go through this process with you. We will bring you back for sales funnel because you are the sales queen, or the digital. Are you the digital sales sniper?
Yes, I'm always on target. Thank you very much.
Always on target. Just throwing in that messaging there.
Always on target.
Message.
Queen Vanilla, come on now.
So I'm excited. I'm excited for you to come back and talk to us about and work with us about the sales funnel and really help get to that place. I love tag teaming with you on these projects. This has been awesome. I'm so glad you had an amazing day. Thank you for joining me.
No, thank you. Thank you for bringing me in to be part of this journey. It has been enjoyable and challenged me along with, and I'm happy that I've been able to bring value to all three teams because they have phenomenal products and services, and there's nothing but excellence coming down the pike for them. And I know we're going to hit their end of year goals. We're going to make this happen.
I can't wait. I cannot wait. Could you imagine when they hit their goals? Because that's all I'm thinking about, right? The results, like just hearing the results, seeing it happen. And it's like, oh my goodness, that is a real exciting part of this whole thing. And
they are, if I might put another tagline in there, they are finding their little something extra that sets them apart from their competitors and everything that they do. Their Lagniappe is coming through over and over again.
Oh, right. I literally heard Trudy say it. She was like, that's something extra. And I'm like, Lagniappe, the Lagniappe. I was thinking it when she said it. So I'm like, oh my goodness, your brand is showing through as well. So I appreciate that. I'm excited about your new brand and your new brand journey. So of course, you're going to come back and talk to us some more. Of course, you always join us at the Top 7 Digital Marketing Trends at 7 a.m. on Clubhouse because, you know, we do this every day there. So every day. So thank you for what you've brought to the table. I look forward to connecting with you. This has been awesome.
Awesome. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Have a great day. All right. Take it easy, Michele.
Thanks.
All right, guys. Well, episode number 2 is at the end. We have made it to episode number 2. We talked about target audience. We also talked about pricing and really getting the brands to a place where they completely understood their target audience. They understood those niches. They understood how they needed to connect with them. And then they understood if they could raise prices, how they could shift their pricing structure to really accommodate those new segments. This has been a really, really great ride, seeing the guys come through and give their brand message and really talk about what it means, talk about their target audiences. So really seeing them come up and step up. I'm excited about that. And next week is going to be awesome. Next week, we're really talking about those baseline numbers, looking at the analytics to see where everyone is and start setting those goals based on those baseline numbers. Because as a business, we really need to understand exactly where we are before we set goals to move forward and try new things, right? Before we set those goals for marketing, where are we? What are those baseline numbers? So we're going to do an online assessment. I'm actually going to be the expert next week. Yeah, I do some digital marketing on the side. So I'm going to be the expert next week where I work with them to assess their online presence, and then help them to understand those gaps, the opportunities, and then put those opportunities into a place where we have clear goals. And then the week after, that's when we work on the digital marketing plan. So I am so excited that you were able to join us, guys. I am Tamara Monlouis, founder of Monovan Digital Marketing Solutions. And our goal is to really help you navigate the digital landscape and provide you with actionable, practical solutions that help you to market your goal, to help you to market your business online. We understand that you have your business to run, and digital marketing sometimes can be a little bit crazy. So we're here to help out. Keep watching the show, share with a friend. Don't forget to subscribe, make some comments. I loved the comments that we had today. So thank you everyone that joined us. We will be back next week, same time. I was about to say same bat channel, but it would be weird if I said it, but I kind of want to say it anyway. Same time, same bat channel. We will be here next week talking to the brands. So please, please, please join us. Guys, again, I'm Tamara. Have a great night. Take care.